Hey there, it's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 182, and we're catching back up. It's been a while since we've had a normal episode. We're going to talk a little bit about everything coming to screens in December, including the 10th annual Game Awards. Jeff Keighley's big Game Awards show's coming at us pretty soon. We're going to talk about some interesting nominations, who we think is going to win Game of the Year, all of those things. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla.
Hello, December.
Hello, December. That's what they say. And Mike.
It's cold. I hate it. Hello.
Agreed. Although it's going to be like 50 degrees today, so that's a heat wave, I think, in terms of...
Nice.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I will take that.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm going to run today. D, what you doing today?
Brave soul.
I'm gonna work. Gonna work. Yeah,
you better work.
I'm gonna work.
A December to remember for all of us, assuredly. As I mentioned, it's been a minute since we've had a normal episode here, so I'm sure we've been up to a lot of stuff lately. Mike, what you been getting into?
Astrobot.
There he goes. He finally made the
plunge.
plunge.
Astrobot.
Astrobot.
Yeah. I caught it for like for that. $10. I guess just Game of the Year sale kind of thing it had going on. You know, congrats to it. I think it definitely deserves that nomination. It really. The early moments of Astrobot are like, wow, it is like Christmas Day type feeling. Like, just like, oh, look at this. Look at these sprinkles. These fucking sprinkles. And then they keep using the sprinkle thing, you know. It does a lot of really good things, and then it keeps doing those things a bit too long, I thought. But nothing beats just like finding those bots and like, oh, look at that one. Oh yes, I finally found, this one. They put them in the game. That feeling is really cool throughout. You guys been playing it too?
How many more bots you got to go?
Oh, I'm done. Oh,
baby. You got them all. We have gotten all but 2. One of the time trials, really, I don't think I can beat the like gorilla arm one where you gotta like climb.
Frog arms,
is that what it is? I thought it was gorilla arms, but well, there's frog arms are the punchy ones, I think, and then
I haven't touched the time trial.
Oh, there's an additional 10 bots in the time trial.
Yeah.
So one of those, and then
I'm an original 151 kind of guy.
Yeah, there's a final challenge.
They're cute, though.
Or whatever.
They're worth doing.
They're so worth it.
Yeah, I might check it out. Yeah.
Did you get the final challenge one or whatever? It's like okay, yeah. See, that's another one that I've had difficulty with. That one feels more doable for me for my like skill level. I feel like I can jump back and get that eventually. I was just getting frustrated. I tried it like, I don't know, 15 times in a row and failed and just gave up. But I think I could probably go back and get that one. But yeah, Astro's great. We're done. I mean, more or less. We got all but 2 of them. I even did, 9 out of 10 of the time trial ones, which I originally was like, I don't think I can do this, but fine. So yeah, fun game. Dig that one a lot.
Jocking on Mario's like real hard.
Oh, sure.
Like I had a constant feeling of just, oh, all right. It was like a lot of Simpsons did it, like energy for me a lot. I tried my best to just, be in it, but it was so like, oh wow, this is a Mario level right here. I've played this like, but very tight controls. I love how Astro feels. That laser on the double jump is just a really great idea. That's something that Mario doesn't really do. But Astro doesn't have the full kit. Nothing beats just having the long jump, having the side cartwheel, having the triple jump. Like, I don't know. I think Sony needs to build on it, and I hope they can for whatever Astro 2 is. I don't know how do they keep this going? Because I don't know they can keep doing the
find the box.
We're all the whole gang's here,
Yeah.
you know. Like I don't know.
I think
like there wasn't too many that they missed. You know, like
I think they could do more levels that are pulled directly from like the games. You know, I think that's the next frontier.
You travel to the world.
Yeah, like they did a couple where it's like, oh, this is just Uncharted or this is just God of War or whatever else, but you've got over 100 different characters that they're pulling from, and there's some more worlds to explore. I guess that's probably where you could go. So maybe like
just expand on that part. Yeah,
but I think you're right. They kind of done most of what they could probably do in terms of like, here's all of our characters. Pretty much everyone that's ever been on a PlayStation console is here. So
it was charming as a non-Mario girl and a Sony pony. I was eating that shit up. Like, so nostalgic. It hit every memory, like Oddworld, Crash, Spyro, your like core memories of early PlayStation was all there. So, and just Astro's so cute and charming, and like the weird alien monster villain guy is just like
Nebulax,
nice.
Like so nostalgic and childish of like just the way he looks, the way he acts. I'm like, is this Jimmy Neutron or like just some weird way that it looks? It was cute.
Yeah, the real fun hook is that you have this kind of home base where all your bots hang out, and there's a gacha machine where you can buy little accessories for them, and it adds like a little animation for them, and it's so fun to just walk around your 300 friends or whatever and give them a smack, and then they do a fun thing. Like one of my favorites is Leon's from Resident Evil 2, where you smack him and like a zombie's chasing him, but he knocks the head off a statue and they both freak out and try to fix the statue and stuff. It's like that, and then there's
charming
more of that. Yeah, that stuff's great. I think it has Mario beat on boss fights. I thought all the boss fights were really just not the most challenging stuff, but just really fun, multi-layered, roller coaster rides. And Mario really sticks to the same kind of thing over and over with their fights these days. And excited to see what's next for sure from Astro. Besides that, I've seen The Substance, the Demi Moore, Margot Qualley body horror movie. Enjoyed it a lot. It is freaky. It is really gross. So if you don't know, this is Demi Moore is like a Jane Fonda, Suzanne Summers fitness queen. She has her own like show. And Dennis Quaid is like the network executive that wants her gone. His name is Harvey. So if you could see where they're going with that character.
Harvey Birdman?
And attorney at TV, yeah. And they can Demi Moore, and she gets very upset, and then she kind of gets led to this like youth drug, The Substance, this back alley kind of thing. And man, I don't want to give too much away, but what happens next is a really like propulsive fun, like, and sometimes unfun, just like, whoa, what am I looking at right now? Just practical effect horror ride. And shout out to Demi Moore. I am not a huge Demi Moore fan, but she deserves something. Not an Oscar, but some kind of recognition for what she does in this one. She lets it all out there.
This is a movie?
Yes, this is a movie. I if you have a Mubi subscription, I've never heard of that service, but if you have that, it's available on that. But I rented it, I think, for like $4.99 on Amazon. So totally worth it. Been trying to watch
like the AMC. What's that chick who does the before the movies at AMC stuff?
Oh,
not
Lisa Kudrow?
Who?
I'm not sure who you mean. Like the Nicole Kidman?
No.
Okay.
I'll look it up.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead with your other stuff.
I've been trying to watch Arcane season 2. I'm having a hard time with it. I'm on like episode 5 out of like 9, I believe. Right. And I don't think I want to finish it, but man, it wasn't like that. Let's get on. Let's watch the next episode immediately, like the first season was for me. I just haven't. I don't really understand a lot what's happening. I think like I never really even understood why that like the character's mom that shows up, she's like a queen from another land or something. Like I just don't even really know why she's around.
And
like,
she's such a central just, character like, cool. Throughout season 2. Like
yeah, and like, I don't know, the whole like military state that the like that happens, and I don't know, like all the characters that I liked aren't really around anymore. Like I don't know, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Have you checked out season 2 yet?
I have been banned from watching it until Christmas because that's when my children will be over.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, so I have stayed so far away from Arcane season 2 because my kids want to watch it with me. So
cool.
Yeah,
it's been rough. Well, I hope you guys aren't disappointed.
I literally doubt. Yeah, I was gonna say I literally doubt that will happen for me because I love all the characters in that show. I love everything about that show, top to bottom.
Good.
Yeah, my general take on it, because me and Kayla did finish it completely. We watched it in like 2 days or so, pretty recently. Still, kind of the prettiest show on television. I can't think of something that just like has a cooler. So many different like animation styles. It doesn't even stick to one. So just like incredibly beautiful, like that first season. But overstuffed. Like I feel like it just introduces a lot. And seeing as they're only doing 2 seasons.
Yeah, I think that's its downfall.
It's a little bit like, wow, you obviously have this huge world that you want to like bring us into and tell us, and this gigantic roster of characters and everything else. But like, I don't know if 2 seasons of like 9 episodes a piece is like enough, but I thought it concluded well enough and stuff. Like I would tell you, Mike, to like give it a shot at finishing, because like it's still I found it fairly satisfying, like how it wrapped up for a lot of the characters and stuff, and yeah.
But there were definitely times of like, whoa, how are they going to explain that?
It's a lot. It's just a lot, but cool. It's like a lot of cool stuff. You know, like I feel like that's my like
cool
review.
I love cool stuff.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Arcane's interesting. What have you been up to?
I don't hate Jinx.
Oh right, yeah. Kayla did turn a bit of a leaf on Jinx on that one.
Nice.
So
I'm kind of over Jinx, to be honest with you now. I've had the reverse effects.
I didn't say I loved her. I just don't hate her anymore. Noovie is what you said, right? Noovie.
Mubi, right?
Mubi, I think. Mubi.
Never mind that. But I was talking about Maria Menounos.
Oh, I know her. Yeah. Oh, she does.
Yes.
She talked to me at the gas station.
Noovie.
Okay. T, what do you think about Mubi, Noovies, any of the above?
Boobies.
He's got thoughts on boobies, everyone.
Well, it's been a great podcast, guys. I'm gonna signing out. I won't share any of my thoughts about that word. Honestly, I've been just so very distracted this last month that I think the last thing I on purpose checked out, which was just like a fun little thing to check out, was on Disney Plus, the Music by John Williams thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's really good. It's really good because, you know, John Williams music, so good. Yeah, it was just a nice little, like, I kind of was like in and out for the whole like almost 2 hours, but it was like very good to like, you get his music, you get the little bit of, you know, the backgrounds and stuff, some of the stuff, but it's just like you sit there and you go, dude, there's so many fucking scores this guy's like so many iconic ones that he has just had his hand in.
Oh, absolutely.
So that just so much anime. That shit is very easy to digest for me these days. It's like 20 minutes of my life. If I want to like watch an episode, I can do that on the train when I'm going to work. So just a lot of little stuff like that. I think the most notable thing that I say I did was watch. There's this show came out called Dan to Dan.
I was just gonna ask if that's one that you checked out. Good.
That is the most anime to come out like in a minute. It is. It got my 16-year-old going. Excuse me. What? Excuse me. What's going on? Where are their clothes?
Oh, okay, sure.
It's just a lot of reactions I think I had when I was kind of first getting into anime of like, why is this a thing? Why would the spirit take his weenie? Why would it do that? What's the purpose of the spirit taking his weenie? I'm telling you, Mike, the crux of this one is just like it gives you the straight jab.
Hold on. I can't say booby, but you can say spirit take the weenie. I don't.
Yeah. See how it
episode title written down.
I think one is greater than the other. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Jesus take the wheel, spirit take the weenie. That's what they say. Like,
but D, you were gonna ask me, fantasy champion, a question.
Yeah. So I don't have. I guess the other thing is like, have you seen or heard of the show at all? It's all over right now.
I have heard, yes. I have heard about it, and I've heard that it's, zany.
It's so weird for a new show to feel nostalgic, I guess, is the way I would put it.
Is it like a Fully Cooley or something? Or
it, in the sense of the way that it kind of gets to the point of what it's doing, yes. But not in the like, I'm trying to be super deep kind of way. It's very much like the classic setup of Japanese high school, yada yada yada. But it really starts with two strong leads, and I'll say that. Like there's the female lead and the male lead, and they're both very distinctive personalities. They bounce off of each other really well. The voice acting's really good, and they kind of just immediately get to the like, we're not going to mess around and fuss around in school. We're going to get straight to the outside of the school conflict and why that's important. And the spirit taking this kid's weenie is actually the plot. So it's
because like I watched a bit of Chainsaw Man, And Chainsaw Man just seems like this dude just really wants to get laid, and that's the whole show to me. Which is fine, whatever, people like.
I mean, it's God. I really hate to defend that, but it's a lot deeper than that. Like I genuinely
it's
don't
really
want
shoving that in your face, though. I get that there's more to it, but
it's like, okay, I don't know. I don't really want to get into it, but I love the fact that his goal is something that we every day would just be like, that's not important. Like, it's just showing Denji's like baser instincts are the only thing that's kept him alive to this point. And when asked, hey, now that you have your needs met, what do you want? And he's like, I want to touch a boob, I think. Like, what? That's your goal. That's your goal. You gotta hold.
That's not anything new. That's like TV as long as that's the tale as old as time.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm not really
fucking show.
I'm not watching Porky's 2, like I'm not firing that up these days. Like there was a time and place, but I don't know. But Dan to Dan is more on that kind of level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, it's more, the plot moves. There's not a lot of, focus on that. There's, the writing of their little romance is really cute. And those two things don't get in the way. There's like a whole supernatural thing going on.
There's aliens,
there's the romance going on,
like extraterrestrial stuff.
Yeah, man. There's aliens. Okay. That first episode is pretty wild because they introduce all the things that are going to be important in one episode.
Gotcha.
D, have you seen Look Back?
I was gonna, I wanted to hear if D has.
I have watched the first episode, and I have been told also to not watch that without my children.
It's episodic?
So when I say episode, I mean the first 20 minutes of it or so.
Oh, okay.
I'm still, my brain is still doing the
break it up.
Yeah. Thank you, Kayla.
I was like, there's more? Because I kind of wished I could use a little more than 45 minutes.
I really enjoyed the beginning of it.
Yeah.
It's so good. So good. Yeah, and I don't know, they just always kind of once a year they really like to make me feel feelings, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's really good.
Man, I must be dead inside.
I don't know. I think it's a time and a place thing, because I also watched Look Back on friend of the pod Josh's suggestion, and there's some touching stuff in there. Like, there's grappling with death and regret and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think it washed over me a little bit too, maybe in the same way that it did with you, Mike. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't buy into what they need you to buy into. I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll say I liked Get Back better than
They drew a ton of pictures together. They never speak to each other, but I'm supposed to think that through the power of art, these two are in the love of essentially they're Jack and Rose or some shit.
Yeah, I imagine it probably hits really hard for someone who is artistic or who is either wants to or
we're all on the spectrum, man. Portraying. Get out of here with that word. Don't.
I am certainly not on the artistic spectrum whatsoever. I'm
all I'm saying in defense, Mike, is that that this scenario may or may not feel very close to home. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I bet you that's where it hits for a lot of people on that one, and yeah, especially I imagine even more so if you're into, manga, anime, that type of art as well. I imagine it hits in a huge way. But for two schlubs like us, Mike, maybe not so much.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm not saying it. I thought it was totally worth checking out. It's on Prime.
Quick watch too.
And then, if anything, it's just like one of the prettiest things you'll see this year.
Yeah. I think Kayla, for you and me, the only thing probably to get to would be Star Wars Outlaws. We just finished that one.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, Kayla was really like, let's get Outlaws. Let's get Outlaws for like I don't know, a solid week, and then we just like we had a little time and jumped into that.
Had a big sale recently.
Yeah,
did you guys
we
catch
got it
that?
on sale, which was nice. That was kind of the real kind of thing, the push. Yeah, it had a nice like Black Friday deal or whatever. And I think I heard recently on a podcast someone say that like it'll be reevaluated over time. I feel like people are gonna like look back at Star Wars Outlaws and say that like, man, we kind of missed this one. Like it isn't up for Game of the Year. It isn't really being discussed in any big way. It's just like it came out, didn't do great sales, and it's just there. Whatever else.
It didn't bomb. It didn't do poorly.
Right. It kind of just was fine across the board in a lot of ways. And I think it's a better than fine game. Like I think it's a good Star Wars like story. It really gets to that like traveling planet to planet, being a smuggler, a Han Solo type character, meeting like all the different weird races and stuff of the Star Wars universe, and it's set in a cool time. It's like between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, so it's like peak Empire and all that. But there's the Force is not really a part of. There's like no Jedis in the Force and stuff like that. So yeah, you're just kind of in Star Wars.
Yeah, there's just you and a bunch of gangs that you might steal from, you might pin crimes on, you might like it's just you doing all that shit. Combat's fun. Like you can take people out, there's cameras, there's sneaking, there's big weapons you can pick up, but you don't really hang on to them. You upgrade your outfits, you upgrade your cool little pet Nicks that you can use to steal, you can use in combat. He can take somebody out once you get him upgraded long enough. So you're alone, but you can take two people out while you're sneaking around is really helpful.
Isn't the name of that creature like Hicks or Nix or something?
Nix.
Or isn't that the name of the lady in Andor? As well.
Interesting. Maybe.
I thought that was weird that they
it kind of has
reused
some Andor
that. Because
vibes.
I've heard that name of that weird alien thing a lot, and I'm like, are they talking Andor? What's
at the very beginning, like the main opening chapter scene, Eric was like, all right, this got some Andor vibes.
Very much
like
so.
It's very you're doing things, that are a little shady for the greater good. Sometimes you just gotta survive.
Like the rebellion doesn't have a huge part in the game, but when they do like show up, it's like the dark side of the rebellion, very much like how Andor is like, Cassian Andor will do anything to like get the job done, kind of doesn't matter who gets betrayed or dead or whatever else. Like that's what the rebels have to do to survive. You get that feel from your encounters with the rebels in Outlaws. So
E5 is also really cool. Like the droid you see on the covers, on the cover pages. He's like your babysitter at some point, like somebody hires you for a job and they're like, well, my droid's gonna go with you. And so he's pretty cool.
Yeah. And one thing I found pretty interesting and I think good overall on it, we mainlined it. We just like did the main story missions. There's a lot. It's a Ubisoft game, so it's very much like an Assassin's Creed where you just have like question marks all over the map and places you can go. We chose to just kind of not really interact with it, and it was possible to do that. Like we had a solid maybe 20-hour experience, Kayla? something like that.
Less than maybe.
Maybe, yeah. It's in that realm, somewhere between 15 and 20. But I think you could easily, if you really wanted to just have 100-hour experience or like at least a 60-hour experience or something, I think it was very easy. You could race your speeder and you can upgrade.
Speeder's cool.
Upgrade your blaster, your speeder, your ship, your Nicks, all of the above. Your clothing gives you like stats, not stats, but perks. And there's sets of clothing as well, so you'll get not only the perks on the clothing, but if you get 3 pieces of the same clothing, you get additional perks and stuff like that. So there's customization.
Kind of like Breath of the Wild.
Exactly.
God of War.
Yeah. God of War, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's got like the stealth, most of the stealth mechanics and stuff of your Assassin's Creed. So you're doing a lot of climbing, you're doing a lot of sneaking. If you choose, it definitely like benefits you to sneak, because if you try to like take on stormtroopers and bandits and stuff head on, you can do it, and oftentimes I did.
You can.
But you're oftentimes very outnumbered, and you've just got like a pistol blaster, which has different settings. You can shoot like a heavy blast or a fast blast or whatever else, and you can customize it and stuff. But I never felt very like overpowered in any way. I always felt like underpowered.
You're a human out there just running around.
Yeah. You're not Cal Kestis or something swinging your lightsaber and doing magic. So
yeah,
where's the back to the fuck? I gotta find us rich.
Yeah, but I think it's like a solid 8.5 out of 10, maybe even like a 9 if you really love Star Wars and you really love that like Assassin's Creed open world thing. I think it could be, a 9 out of 10 for some people, but for me it's probably like a solid 8 out of 10, just a thoroughly enjoyable experience.
Eric, you were saying you think this game might get reevaluated at some point, and I was and when you said that, I'm like, isn't that this? Can't you say that about every Star Wars game? And then I kept thinking, can't you say that about everything Star Wars? Like it's always somebody's first Star Wars, and they always seem to, like, Shadows of the Empire seems to be beloved now, and that game sucks. Like there is a group of people that love Battlefront 2, the OG PS2. Like they think those games are the GOAT and shit like that. The prequels now are, completely reevaluated, I think. And someday I think, people will love Book of Boba Fett. Just stuff that we think is, it will happen. It will. Time is a flat circle, my friend. That shit. I just think, I don't know. I just think every bad Star Wars thing will become the good Star Wars thing.
You're not wrong, but I think like some of those have no redeeming qualities, like Book of Boba Fett and Shadows of the Empire don't have. No, I see you're crazy about that.
This did peel back some Kanto, the like place you go in.
What
the new
the 8th
middle
movie,
Star Wars.
What was that one called? Last Jedi. Yeah.
We're raised from?
No, the casino planet. Okay. You're on the where it, with that weird side plot in the in Last Jedi that was useless.
Explains that planet a little bit.
Yeah,
there's a side plot.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But,
what was it? Somebody explain this to me.
Well, play Star Wars Outlaws,
Benicio,
and that's all you need to know. Yeah, Benicio del Toro does not show up in this game. But yeah, anything else before we get to some things that came out in December?
Nine Souls is cool. It's on Game Pass. I really like it so far.
Awesome.
It's a Metroidvania, heavy on parrying combat system, and but the parrying isn't. I think it's easy enough. So check it out.
I was gonna say, I guess technically December, but not really. Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, I think we'll get to that here in a second. So let's do it. Let's jump in to
We also played Neva.
We did, yeah. We'll talk about that, I think, probably when it comes to the Game Awards section of this pod.
Okay.
So, all right, December. I'm going to rapid fire December. Some of this is already released because we're recording a little bit late here. We'll pick a couple, maybe do one a piece that we really either dig or are really excited for, and then we'll move on to some Game Awards talk. So we got Star Wars Skeleton Crew on Disney Plus, Creature Commandos on Max, Infinity Nikki came to PC, PS5, and mobile. Marvel Rivals, the aforementioned by D there, came to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series. Path of Exile 2 is in early access, PC, PS5, Xbox Series. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle came to PC and Xbox Series, or will on the 9th, very soon, tomorrow. Secret Levels on Prime this month. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind coming to everything this month. The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim coming to theaters. Kraven the Hunter, same day, coming to theaters. Juror number 2 is coming to Max later this month. Mufasa, The Lion King, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3 also coming to theaters. What If Season 3, I believe they've announced this is the final season as well, coming to Disney Plus. Nosferatu on Christmas, as well as A Complete Unknown on Christmas as well, December 25th. Those are both movies about Bob Dylan, I hear. The next day, Squid Game Season 2 coming to Netflix. And we're also getting 3 season finales. One of them is the series finale. They all 3 might be series finales, but we're getting the series finale of What We Do in the Shadows, December 16th, coming to FX and Hulu. Dune Prophecy is wrapping up on Max on the 22nd, and Shrinking is wrapping up on Christmas, December 25th on Apple TV Plus. That's season 2 of Shrinking. So those 3 are all eligible for the Nonsense of the Year awards because they have wrapped up in the calendar year of 2024, folks. Yeah, a lot of stuff in December. Kayla, you're top left corner of my screen, so I might as well give you the floor. What's maybe most exciting from the December list?
I don't want to steal your thunder on one of them. I think I'm most excited for The Lord of the Rings. I'll take that one.
Yeah, War of the Rohirrim.
Yeah.
That's coming. It
looks really cool.
That's an anime Lord of the Rings prequel. It's set 200 years before the events of like the War of the Ring and the Lord of the Rings kind of mainline movies. It's done in a really cool anime style. It's coming December 13th. I looked up the director. He wasn't familiar to me. Maybe this might be a Demetrius corner here. Kenji Kamiyama. You familiar with this guy?
The name sounds familiar, but it doesn't ring any bells right away.
Let's see.
They were like, from the mind of Kenji Kamiyama.
Eden of the East, Napping Princess, Cyborg.
Guys, I got you. He did Ghost in the Shell standalone complex second gig. One of the best bits of TV. Period. Full stop. Fight me. But it's Ghost in the Shell. That Adult Swim joint was really fucking good. Eden in the East is really good. Just every time he gets his hands on a property, he really does. He makes some very big swing type choices, so it's probably going to be very much like true as far as like an adaptation is concerned. But like he'll probably push whatever the source material is doing to as far as they can go to make something really entertaining.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, if you guys have checked out the trailer at all, there's also like a 8-minute like clip from it that you can find on YouTube. But yeah, it's set 200 years before the events of Lord of the Rings, and shows the like I guess first battle of like Helm's Deep. If you're familiar with the Battle of Helm's Deep in the Two Towers, like the second movie, The Lord of the Rings, this seems to be like an origin story for that fortress or something, but I don't know.
Sounds pretty sick.
Looks cool. There's like a love story in it, like it's like star-crossed lovers on different sides of the battlefield. So yeah. So you jumping in this one, Mike? No, you're a big Lord of the Rings head.
I got so much to catch up on first. I gotta play like those PS2 games again.
This is like early on. I don't think you need to know anything.
Yeah. If I told you Brian Cox is in this movie as a voice actor.
Man, Logan Roy.
Yeah.
The Lion. All right. Probably not gonna check this out, but Rings of Power. That seems cool.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit, they got Christopher Lee to come back and be Saruman. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's some kind of like AI voice or something, because my guy has been dead for a little bit.
Man, that's crazy. They got him back to come and do that.
Gosh.
But still cool. I mean, Christopher Lee is eternal. Yeah, so let me I'm gonna for my pick for December, I'm really interested in What If season 3. I want to see how that wraps up. I really like season 1 and 2. I think for me, and I think I've said it before, like that's kind of what I think I want the MCU to be now. Like their continual storytelling, like canon storytelling, has been kind of rough for a while, basically since Infinity War. But like, I don't know, they've got cool characters, alternate universes, all like just throw shit at the wall and have fun. And like, because I like those characters, I still want to see stuff with, I feel like that's the way we can still get maybe Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, or all these people to still like embody these characters, even though they're dead or they're not gonna like go in an actual act, but we can still get like voice actors or even like the B cast. Your I was gonna call him Benjamin Button. What's the fucking God, the Sorcerer Supreme. What is his name?
Dr. Strange.
Dr. Strange. Benedict Cumberbatch. I was gonna call him Benjamin Button, but yeah, like Benedict Cumberbatch, like can still work in the MCU, even though he's not gonna.
Benjamin Button back.
Yeah. Anyway, What If season 3 is exciting for me. I hope Benjamin Button.
What if
Benjamin Button back better reprise his role
his age revert
as the Sorcerer Taco Supreme?
Oh.
Rob Schneider is Benjamin Button.
Oh gosh. All right, that went off the rails a little bit for me, but that's okay. How about you, Mike? How about you learn to talk, huh?
It was just funny. It's funny. You're funny.
It's no S4 plan,
It's no S4 plan at all.
No.
What's
D, what are you excited for?
Yeah, what are you excited for, D? I mean, I guess you said Marvel Rivals, huh?
Yeah, I mean that counts, but in this current day and age where I've had my hands on it, and the excitement is it's been met. I'll say that much.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I played like a hero shooter. Like really kind of fell off of Overwatch. Didn't mess around with that. Apex I fell off of. Didn't even touch Valorant when that was starting to get big. So for me to like it, you got the IP that's familiar, but also it's just a thick roster they got too. It looks really good. I'm gonna sink my teeth more into that this week.
Is it free to play?
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So that, but I gotta talk about my boy Sonic, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Honestly, everyone did this famous actor is gonna be part of this animated children's show. I don't like that. And then Keanu Reeves said literally anywhere, and they're like, oh wait, no, that makes sense. This is an edgelord character, and that is Keanu Reeves. This bread and butter. It just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. I'm going to take my niece to see that.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
She's a huge
there.
As long as this wraps up the series, then I can watch all three, binge all three at home. I've been waiting.
They're fun movies. I think Jim Carrey carries a lot of the load.
Jim Carrey carries for sure.
It's probably overall, it's probably one of the most successful from where it started of everyone hating that Sonic initial design and basically thinking man, this is probably just going to be one of those one-off, real bad, bomb at the theaters kind of thing, to having a 3 movies successful. I'm sure Sonic 3 is going to be successful. And then also that Knuckles show was fairly successful as well. Spawning all of that, it's
crazy.
It's pretty nuts.
Spawning all of that with big names. It's not like they have not Idris Elba and fucking Keanu Reeves.
You brought LeBron James to the Heat. Yeah.
It's kind of nuts.
You brought the free agents, yeah, for sure. And then to have that killer bit in Chippendale movie.
Yes. God, we don't talk enough about that movie.
Crazy franchise. I agree. It kind of came and went, but that's a really cool movie. I like that one a lot. That is a legacy sequel thing that should be brought up more, I think.
Agreed. When we have our 5-year retrospective on the Nonsense of the Year awards or something, I think that'll come up.
Yeah, I think we even slept on it ourselves.
A little bit.
Yeah,
I think I did my part. I talked about it when it was relevant. I think I tried.
We definitely talked about it, and how much we liked it. And that theme song was stuck in my head for 2 weeks.
2 years for me.
And
2 years.
Yeah. That's good.
What's
all right?
Stuff.
Am I up?
Yeah. What's December for you?
Man, a lot of big movies that I'm excited for this month. I got to take a Complete Unknown, though. I have to be true to myself. Very also just kind of keeping myself a little safe on this one. I don't want to overextend because it's my boy Chalamet, it's my boy Bob Dylan. You got Ed Norton in there with the greatest hairline in the history of movies. And I don't know. Timmy's, he's doing his own singing, which I love and respect. And I when people do Bob, it's always kind of, I don't know. It always comes off weird to me, you're trying to insult the guy or something. But I guess that's just his voice when it's coming through someone else. It just doesn't have that same sincerity, maybe. So it's a cool period of time. Maybe not the period that I would want the most. I kind of know a lot about that, leading up to him going electric at the Newport Folk Festival and stuff, and his early time in Greenwich Village and stuff, and meeting Allen Ginsberg and all that type of shit. But I don't know. James Mangold, Timmy, Bob, sign me up. I'm still very excited.
Big Mangold guy. Yeah, maybe this will actually get me into to Bob Dylan. I don't know. Like I've not given Bob Dylan a chance in my past. I will say I've just been disconnected from Bob Dylan. Aside from like the 3 songs that I know. So
sure.
Yeah. Maybe this is the jump. Before we get to the Game Awards, I think we should do a shout out to Nosferatu. I think that movie is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah. That's what I thought you were going to pick.
Yeah, I probably should have, but Nosferatu in theaters on December 25th. It's getting early buzz. It's our boy Robert Eggers. I think it won't miss. I don't think there's a chance. And apparently, Lily Rose Depp is really good in it, which, I don't know anything she's in. So good on her. She could bring back the Depp name to prominence in a good way, maybe.
I would love to do a complete Unferatu. I don't know how you would combine those two into a double feature. But yeah.
I love it.
Glickiator or whatever they called that. I don't know.
I think. Although the Glickiator sounds like a good wrestler name, I think. All right.
It's Jiminy Glick as
Jiminy Glick.
Jiminy Glick. Good God.
Oh, that's a name I haven't heard.
And I'm excited to see if, eager to see if Squid Game can pull it off again.
Yeah. It's been so long. It's weird. Such a cultural phenomenon to then just not be with us for a while. Kind of like Stranger Things, I guess. Yeah. That's just Netflix for you. All right. On to the Game Awards. We're getting the Game Awards this Thursday, so we're recording on Sunday the 8th, and then the Game Awards are Thursday the 13th? Is that the date on the Game Awards? I think so. I didn't do the math, guys. It might be the 12th. Anyway, they're coming. They'll be live on all social media platforms and your YouTube and everything. This is the 10th anniversary of this version of the Game Awards. This is the rebranded, no longer attached to the Spike television network version of the Game Awards. There's been a lot of retrospectives on like the old Spike video game awards, and I've seen.
I would like to check those out.
It's weird. You can. I think the 2000. I forget which. The year, it might be the 2008 or something like that, or no, it wouldn't have been 2008. I guess it would have been like the 2004.
0102 was like the first one.
So it was like the 3 or 4. I guess you could see most of it on YouTube, and I think Polygon did a retrospective on what was there, and they kind of broke down just the rampant misogyny, like the just weird.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Weird
that was Spike.
Nerd culture, just shitting on the people that are should be watching the show.
It was 2003, guys.
Okay,
2003.
Yeah. So you can actually watch most of it on YouTube, and then also there's some interesting retrospectives. But this version, a little bit. Less on all the bad stuff and a lot more a celebration of games. Some people have said just a celebration of game trailers, which I don't know. I'm here for it. I like to be advertised to, I guess. I like video games. But they're also going to hand out some awards as well. So I've got a list here. I shared my screen of kind of the big ones, I think, or what I consider the big ones. We don't have to go through all of these. We definitely should talk about Game of the Year and Best Game Direction because they have the exact same list. But how about you start, Mike? Pick a category that's interesting to you, and let's go down. I can read out the nominations, and we can kind of discuss, something.
It has been a big indie year for me. I haven't played a ton of the big AAA stuff, and that list there looks like a bloodbath, like just an unbelievable like lineup there. We have Animal Well, which is like the Donkey produced weird like Metroidvania-esque like adventure game. Balatro, which I played a ton of this year, the solitaire roguelike. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, which I've heard is just like a bonkers, crazy art style puzzle game. Neva, which is the from the Gree studio, which is just the unbelievably beautiful puzzle platformer, and then UFO 50, which I still haven't been able to play, is just the crazy 50-in-1 collection that's on Steam from the creators of like Spelunky and a bunch of other great indies as well. I have no idea what could win there. Balatro does have the Game of the Year like nom, so I'm kind of thinking that might take it. But I don't know any. I've heard there's huge swath of fans for all of these this year. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's. What's up, D?
No, I was gonna say I would think. You're right about it being a bloodbath for best independent game. Obviously, Balatro with the Goaty is that immediately makes people think it's going to stand out. But I mean, like you said, Neva and UFO 50 are ones I've heard about, and I don't really play indie games like that.
Yeah.
Me and Kayla could speak to Neva. We played that one recently, and it's just as beautiful as like the trailers. It's even more so because there's just more of it. There's just like it's pretty diverse in terms of its like landscapes and everything. The combat and the like puzzle and platforming, aside from a single section, which will come up in the Nonsense of the Year awards, I will tell you, it's pretty basic. The combat and the platforming and stuff like that. But there is a section that blew me away. Just like I've never played a game like that does like a certain mechanic, I would say. Kayla, I'm referring to like the mirror area. That just it's very difficult because it was just it's just something I've never played through before. Wow. Really heartfelt story. Bring your tissues. And it's told in seasons. Four seasons, and that's how it's broken up. And each season's probably 45 minutes, 50 minutes. So it's about a 3.5 hour, 4 hour experience total. And went down really well. Did we play it in one sitting, Kayla? Or was that 2?
I think it was 2.
2? Yeah. Yeah, so I need to check out at least one of the other ones there, but like Neva was really cool. I do wonder if Balatro will win this because it won't win Game of the Year, or vice versa. Like if Balatro ends up winning either Game of the Year or Best Art or Best Game Direction, then they'll give Best Independent Game to something else. These are all very loved games in the industry.
Yeah.
I think also Balatro's just been the most loud. They've showed up. They've had a bunch of like little DLC like things at a bunch of different of the trade shows this year and stuff, and conferences and things. I think Balatro is gonna take it.
Yeah, it's a good one. Best independent game. I think another one that is like a bloodbath is best score and music. So that's Astrobot, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor Refantasio, Silent Hill 2, and Stellar Blade. I've not played personally Stellar Blade or Metaphor Refantasio, but I've heard how like good the score is to both of these games. I've heard the scores on various podcasts that do like music, video game music and stuff. But like Astrobot, one of the huge points. Like the music's phenomenal in Astrobot. It's a real like standout. Say what you will about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The music's fucking great.
Yeah, the music's fucking great.
And Silent Hill 2, the score is so important to the environment, and the environment is so important to the game. So like it's I don't know. It's like those three. I personally probably can't pick between those three, and I played through all of them. So that's a nuts category.
Yeah, I would assume it's Rebirths to win. I just know people are gaga over the original soundtrack, and then they love the like what they've done to like every piece of music. There's like hundreds and hundreds of tracks. It's crazy. I played just the demo for Metaphor. I can't speak, I didn't notice any bops in the short time I played with it. Astro has a lot of great music. Yeah, I don't know. To me, anything, if Final Fantasy is in a music category, I think it's just going to take it. I don't. Maybe that's not true.
I mean, I would say like, we're gonna get echoey, but I agree that like other than like the battle music and Re Fantasio, I think the scoring is like what you expect for what I've played so far. I don't. I feel like I can't quantify that without having finished it yet, because there could be some like Atlas has their penchant is like right at the end of the game. That's where all the fucking bops are at, like the big confrontations and all the narrative. Like that's usually where all the big ones are at. So I can't really speak on that. From what I've seen of Stellar Blade, because I haven't got my hands on it yet. The outside of the visual aspects that drew people in, the music is very good. Like it's surprisingly good. It's up there with I would say it's up there with Bayonetta and DMC as far as like the musical scoring for like the fights and in between. It's it does kind of get a bad rap for being this is the sexy action game, but I'm like, but so was Devil May Cry, so was Bayonetta. Like, what stopped us there? Nothing. Those were very good action games with visual appeal. But Rebirth having the dynamic scoring sets it so fucking far apart from everything else. Just having the classic overworld music turn into fight music, and then them kind of keep that vibe throughout the whole game is so good. I never would have thought, oh, hey, what if we just took the existing music, ramped up the tempo, added, a little flair here. Like it's good. It's good. It's gonna be hard to justify it not winning if it doesn't.
As someone who's seen it performed live by an orchestra, Kayla, do you like? Is it Final Fantasy VII's year for that?
I mean, I don't think it's fair to compare hearing it from an orchestra to hearing it not at an orchestra. So I feel like I'm biased. But I think that all of this that we're talking about with music is what I feel about art direction. I feel like that's even harder. Like Neva's just its own beautiful colorscape. Astrobot is its own quirky, cute, creative robot. Black Myth Wukong is this huge, long-spanning story of these mythical beasts that have come to life. Elden Ring, we obviously know, is just who can even come up with these crazy monsters that are in Elden Ring? We've already established that the art direction in Elden Ring is magical. And I don't know about Metaphor Refantasio, but I know other people like it. So that one I can't even make a decision on.
That's a great call. I mean, yeah, we've played 4 out of the 5 in that one, and those 4 are all phenomenally, like, the art is amazing in all 4 of those. That's a good call. That might actually be the hardest category.
I
could see Neva taking this one.
I hope it does.
For sure. To me, I think Metaphor, like Persona Team, has kind of had, it's like a house style.
Yeah.
And if I gave you a screenshot of the main menu for Metaphor and Persona 5, I don't think a lot of people would be able to tell you which was which. There's a lot of overlap there in just that snappy, jazzy kind of colorful thing they're doing.
Yeah, but they found the mold there in 5. I don't blame them for holding on to it.
But I can. And I think the voters will too. Just like with Erdtree, it's just it's a lot of, the curse of more. It's just more of great stuff, but I think it's Neva. I don't know. Astrobot is like another thing, like, it's a beautiful, great game, but it does look like, Playroom. Yeah, I would go with, I think Neva's a lock.
I hope so. I hope that game gets its flowers, because an
award somehow.
Yeah, I don't know how much it's, I don't know how much it's sold or anything like that. It's like a $20 game, so it's accessible. Yeah. It's very accessible. That's a good one. How about you, D? What's the most interesting, or one of the most interesting races here?
I think you guys kind of captured the ones I was mostly looking at.
I put best mobile game on here specifically because I've seen you've been playing Zenless Zone Zero.
Listen, I have my own negative choices in life I make based on my baser instincts. It's just a nice little brain itch. It just really is like the most simplest like action that you can do with all the traditional mobile game, hero collecting type stuff. And it's got enough depth that I'm like, I have to pay attention. Some fights are pretty hard. So overall, even with the other ones, I still haven't touched the Pokemon TCG.
Don't.
Okay.
Not a fan. I put best mobile game here. We've got AFK Journey, Balatro, Pokemon Trading Card Pocket, Wuthering Waves, and Zenless Zone Zero. I don't know what Wuthering Waves or AFK Journey is, but we've talked ad nauseum about how like Balatro has swept the nation. Pokemon TCG, I know like Ryan has been loving it. Mike, you downloaded it and did not love it?
The game itself, like the actual card game, they've dummied it down a bit. They've really Hearthstoned it. And that just sucks. It's a 20 card deck. You get an energy every turn, except on turn 1. If you win the coin flip, that's worse. It's awful to win the coin flip because you don't get to put an energy on your Pokemon. You don't get to do anything on turn 1, and you just pass turn, and your opponent gets to attack you. And the game sucks. Aww. It's so bad. I open my 2 packs a day, and I hope to get the card that I don't have because I'm trying to complete my little dumb dopamine catalog, card binder. And that's it. That's what I do with the game,
All right, so we'll all be pushing for Zenless Zone Zero, I guess, in best mobile game.
I wonder if this is the bone that they throw Balatro. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm concerned about that because I would love to see something else win it. If I'm Endless Zone Zero.
Oh.
Yeah. Balacho's also a very good game, but I just think no.
I got you.
I feel you. Most anticipated game. Grand Theft Auto is just going to win this one, right? Death Stranding 2 on the beach, Ghost of Yotai, Grand Theft Auto 6, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Monster Hunter Wilds. It's weird because I believe Grand Theft Auto 6 is just going to win this one easy, but it's probably the least exciting one for me personally.
Not mine. Yeah, not my most anticipated, but I wasn't born yesterday. I know what the people want.
It's interesting. But at least Kojima will be there and they'll show him during the Death Stranding 2 most anticipated game nomination or something. Another
I don't think there's a franchise.
What were you saying?
A franchise. I don't think there's ever been a franchise like Grand Theft Auto where it would have been like 20 years ago. It's crazy to say that number. Holy shit. Yeah. Would have been easily my Vice City and San Andreas and GTA 4. Couldn't fucking wait for those games. And for it to just to flip, and I don't even really care. I know probably around launch I will get sucked into it, but at the moment I'm just like, I don't care. Give me Monster Hunter, damn it. That's my winner.
Yeah, and we're getting that soon, so that's good. That's January, right? February?
Yeah.
Best adaptation. So these are like adaptations of video games. So you got Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles, Like a Dragon, Yakuza, and Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft. Now, which season of Arcane is this? Because all those other things only have one season. But, like, is this Arcane as a whole? Is this just season 2?
I'm thinking just 2.
Just 2?
I think.
Okay.
I thought it won this, or if they had that award before.
Maybe it did.
Maybe I'm misremembering.
I think this was maybe the last couple of years they've had this category. I do distinctly remember them talking about the Super Mario movie. So
right.
Yeah, this was Last of Us award last year, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Does Fallout win this? Or is
I
think it should. I honestly think it should.
Yeah.
It's got like Emmy noms and shit, and like, things like that. So I've heard that Knuckles show is atrocious. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the Yakuza or the Tomb Raider
really
show,
bad.
So
I know IGN gave the Like a Dragon like a 3 or a 4, something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, something about sucking all the fun out of the franchise and focusing too much on the drama.
And that's exactly what I got from the trailer. Is like I thought these games are like kooky, and this trailer just seems like it's a bad Fight Club ripoff or something. Like I was like, I guess I don't understand the Like a Dragon series.
Yeah.
But
hey, if it gets Walton Goggins on stage and the big-eyed lady, Bratstall eyes and shit, I don't.
Put some respect on Ella Purnell's name.
Yeah, there she is. Yeah, Yellow Jacket.
Oh, that's good stuff. Best action game is another one interesting to me. Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Kind of a diverse lineup of, you got your first-person shooter, Call of Duty, obviously. Helldivers was like the first half of this year kind of a phenomenon. Stellar Blade is kind of the only... Well, Stellar Blade and Black Myth Wukong are the actual, like, action games, really, like, character action games. And then Warhammer, I think, is, it's here. I think people generally like that one. But that's... does Helldivers win that one? What do you guys think?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's a good Call of Duty year.
Yeah.
It's a great Call of Duty year.
Yeah, unfortunately.
People love Wukong too. It's up for Game of the Year. It's the only Game of the Year nom on here. Man, Did I lose you guys?
No.
I just I'm honestly like looking at this list. I was I'm not in disbelief, but it's just kind of like it is the most diverse action game noms I think we've had in a while.
Kind of is, yeah, a little bit.
Like it doesn't feel like it's catering too much to one sort of type of action game, which is why my brain is like scrambling to find the common thread that would, make one or the other stand above the other, but they all kind of have their own appeal. So, yeah, I don't know.
I could see them giving it to Black Ops just because I don't know what other category Black Ops wins in, and they probably want Black Ops to win an award, I would think,
Sure.
If I was voting on this list, it's like, well, Black Ops needs to win something because Black Ops is great. It's a very good game. I enjoy it quite a bit. I think it will be on my Game of the Year list at the end of the year. I will say that.
Okay.
So,
wow.
But Helldivers 2 might also. Black Myth Wukong might also. Those are some great ass games. Those are good games. So
I think it's a 3-horse race between Wukong, COD, and Helldivers for sure. Isn't it kind of weird that Wukong is here in Best Action and Erdtree is like in Best RPG, and I kind of think the Venn diagram of those two games kind of overlaps quite a bit.
Very much so.
Weird that they split those like that.
Honestly, the only difference between the two in terms of like progression systems and stuff like that is that you don't lose progression in Wukong. Like it doesn't have that like Dark Souls lose your souls thing, but really otherwise they're incredibly similar.
Yeah, but it might be the only game on that list that has like a massive like skill tree and and things like that. I don't know.
Right.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, Stellar Blade has a pretty comprehensive like skill list thing that you'll want to. And I haven't played Warhammer, but I mean
it probably does too.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's notorious for having in-depth systems in all their games. So I don't see that being as like the outlier for this genre anyway. That they're kind of lumping everything in together. Personally, I would just love to see an upset. I'm going for Stellar Blade or Warhammer.
Interesting. Yeah, that would be interesting.
No way.
We don't get a lot of upsets at the Game Awards. I think that's a thing that should happen more often. That like something comes out, but it feels like it's always like the 2 or the 3 that you kind of, or even just the 1. You're like, Grand Theft Auto is gonna win the most anticipated game, and it just does. Right? Like I just feel like. It's one of the more predictable award shows, maybe. For better or for worse.
I think Best Multiplayer is the most fun group.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at this, it is an interesting group. It's COD, it's Helldivers, then it's Mario Party, Tekken 8, and then Warhammer. And I think that's a cool list too. You have a couple like co-op shooters. You have the first-person shooter, and then you have a fighter and a party game, and I think that's cool.
I've heard that Mario Party's really good this year too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get that for Owen for Christmas or his birthday. One of the two. We'll see.
Well, good.
Should be
playing
fun.
with Owen then.
Hell yeah!
Sweet.
Hell yeah!
I guess without further ado, do we want to have our big Game of the Year kind of conversation? At least in terms of the game awards. So the Game of the Year and the Best Game Direction category both have the same nominees, and so it's weird. I don't get what why that is or what the separation should be in those two categories, but so the list is Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow over the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantagio. I guess the first question is 6 enough? Like the Oscars recently went to what, 10 in the Best Picture, right? Is that what they're up to now, I think? Or is it 8? I forget.
I think they kind of pick and choose. I don't think they do 10 all the time.
Okay.
I think I've seen them like fluctuate, it fluctuates.
I think they've done different numbers.
Might be right. Is 6 enough for the Game Awards? That would be the first question. Yeah, 6 is enough?
I think 6 is too many. Get Elden Ring out of there.
Oh, well, that's another question. We can have the Elden Ring conversation without a doubt.
Get that thing out of there.
The DLC.
That's DLC. Get that DLC out of there. Get it out of there. Expansion my butthole. Get it out of here.
I've waffled back and forth between the DLC conversation. I think one of the best arguments I've heard for it to not be on the list, a DLC like Shadow of the Erd Tree, is because it requires, you cannot jump into it. Like if you buy Shadow of the Erd Tree and you buy Elden Ring and you have those games and you start a new game and log in, you cannot play Shadow of the Erd Tree until I think you have to beat like 3 different bosses and then like unlock the area, and then you can start playing that. Whereas a DLC, as an example of like Phantom Liberty from Cyberpunk, you can play that. You could go new game and choose right from the get go. Hey, do you want to go into the Phantom Liberty? So it is like, and I'm sure there's other examples, but that's like the example that was recently like brought to my attention. I'm like, that's interesting.
Those apples and oranges. I don't know.
Well, I mean, like Phantom Liberty's not up for the reward, like, so I'm not saying it's better or should be, whatever, but
I just think you have to have a lead up to Erd Tree a little bit. You can't just be dropped into the land of Erd like that.
Yeah, no, it's good game design. I don't know.
What you're saying is a little something before Shadow of the Erd Tree is essential.
100%, and that's an interesting thing. That's a weird thing,
And I think that as far as qualifying it, like that disqualifies it. You have to have the base game to a degree to get to the content. So like it's not its own standalone thing. So how is it getting standalone treatment?
And if you try to jump into Rebirth without playing,
I don't think it should be on. Look, I don't think a lot of things should be on this list.
It's just a sequel, though. Like it is a standalone ass game.
Like it. You ostensibly don't have to have the other game to play it. Is what I'm saying. Right. And I don't think that that's a fair disqualification, but that's like my first like guttural reaction every time I see it. Even though it's a great fucking game.
It's really good.
I think Erd Tree definitely belongs here. Get good. That's all I got to say. Get
good. Still haven't beaten the final boss. It's the only boss I haven't.
I'm trying to get good.
Beat Rita. As someone who couldn't get good and did not finish Erd Tree, I still love it and think it belongs here. I don't think it has a chance to win. I think it's between Astro, Balatro, and Metaphor here. At least I hope. I hope Rebirth doesn't have a chance.
Rebirth better not. I swear to God, I love the game, but it better not. It better not over those. It just better not.
It doesn't seem to have the juice to me. But one question I had, and I kind of want to ask Kayla. So we've got these 6, and in a hypothetical world where we did move it to 8 or something like that, is there anything you feel was snubbed on this list?
Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought about Silent Hill. Mm-hmm.
I feel like Helldivers, like even though it's maybe not my game of the year. It's if the definition of game of the year isn't just like best game, but more so like most important loudest game, like whatever else. Like Helldivers is kind of a phenomenon this year.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't make the list. It's actually kind of upsetting.
Well, it's because there's only 6, and I think these 6 all make sense. Like they're all also like really huge games this year. But
was it just that bad news cycle when like Sony was trying to do that weird shit and Ryan was upset and like a lot of people were mad about signing into something? And
I think that was more like damaging the Sony though. Like that was more damaging the Sony than the devs and the publisher, if you think about it that way. Because again, the game's persisted. It's still doing very well after all of that. So I don't know. I was surprised looking at this list, and then seeing Elden Ring over Helldivers 2. Are you kidding?
Elden Ring is the best game on this list. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'll probably agree with that as well. Probably. I don't know. I'll have that discussion with myself and with you guys during the Nonsense of the Year awards, but you might be right. Just
definitely well polished.
It's a great game, or DLC if you want to.
It's a game. It's like it's a sequel, basically. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Trapped inside of Elden Ring.
Sequel trapped inside of a sequel.
A sequel only FromSoft could make. A sequel that's hard to play, like hard to access.
Well, honestly, that's kind of meta. I like it. You changed my mind. You changed my mind. The sequel. Go ahead.
To jump over quickly to game direction, I think Erdtree does have a chance, and I think Rebirth does have a chance, and I think those are the two that are going to go head to head there.
You think they'll split the not like one game will win Game of the Year and one game will win Best Game Direction? It won't be a sweep on those?
I think
I think those two only have a chance in direction. I know Keeley loves to get Miyazaki on that stage and hand him a trophy, but I don't know. I think maybe I think too much about the political stuff with this. I guess the video game cabals and all, but
my favorite.
I don't know. I think this is the one that. Yeah. Cabals and all. I think I don't know. Maybe Refantasio. I think Rebirth gets game direction. For Goaty, I think it's between Astro, Balatro, and Metaphor, and I wonder if Balatro is like the Ross Perot in this.
Oh man,
and steals votes like from Astro, and I think Metaphor might take it. I don't know. I think it's going to be a weird thing. I don't know. What do you guys think wins?
Metaphor sweep. Let's go. Woo!
You think so, D? Is that your heart, or is that like what you actually think is going to happen?
I mean, that's all heart, man. It's all heart. I'm very biased. I'm not gonna hide my biases here. Not at this late in the game. But I really just want to see it win. Honestly, the reception was great. The game is great. It's so fucking solid as a game. And
one of the biggest critic games of the year.
Yeah. So I mean, if it doesn't win one of these, I just want to see a sweep. Then, if it's not Goaty, give me everything else. No. Take all the other categories.
Nice.
I think so. I think you're right on something, Mike. I think the best game direction might go to Elden Ring. I feel like that, because that then like does away with the DLC talk. It's just like, oh well, fine. It's not game of the year. It's best game direction, and it has a great game direction. So shut up, everyone. and Miyazaki gets up there, and it's all of that. So I like that. Game of the Year's tough because like I think the industry loves Balatro. Like if you hear like video game reviewers, podcasters, etc., like Balatro's been the only thing they've talked about for a year now. But it'd be a weird game to like show up, like to show on the big screen and everything else. It's a game that doesn't lend itself. It lends itself to playing, right, but not to like being shown off, I guess, in a game awards kind of thing. So I guess I think Astro might win Game of the Year. I think it's not mine, but like that feels like it would satisfy the most people that Elden Ring wins Best Game Direction and Astrobot wins Game of the Year. I feel like that most people would be like, all right, yeah, that's fine. That's fine, Keely. Like, okay.
Oh God, I can't wait for all the why has Mario never won one of these think pieces? If Astro gets it,
Yeah. Wild.
What do you think, Kayla?
Wild.
You think it's going to be a sweep? You think it's, what do you think?
I don't know. It's always hard to tell. Like, I find it weird that the same games are in there. As we've seen before, like, they will sweep usually in situations like that. I wish we were able to be like, oh, okay, Metaphor wins this, so we can spread it out a little bit, but that's not how it works. I don't think Black Myth will win.
No.
I don't think Final Fantasy will win. Balatro might have a chance just because, like you said, it is like really highly regarded in the industry, and that is who votes for this, right?
Primarily.
10% is fan. I think they, at least in the years past, there has been like, you can affect the voting too, but it's only like a percentage.
Right.
And Black Myth is going to get that 10% because all of China is pushing for Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah, right. That's a solid point too.
I guess I do kind of lean into Astrobot just because it is like a charming, heartwarming family game that is accepted.
This is an award that It Takes Two won, right? Like, so
yeah,
it would
smaller
be
platformer
in the same vein, in a sense.
But man, they love giving it to a big RPG too.
They really do.
Man,
they really love giving it to a big, juicy RPG.
All right, so what's our locked in? I say Astro wins Game of the Year. Kayla, you say
Astro.
D, you say Metaphor?
Metaphor sweet, baby.
And Mike, you're on?
Let's go Metaphor. Why not?
Okay.
Let's go.
Split
the vote. And then Final Fantasy VII will win the Game Award.
That would just be
it'd be upsetting.
Would bum me out.
It would be upsetting.
I think a lot of people would be a group of people would be very happy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what would bum me out more if that game won Best Narrative. That would
honestly, hey, I hate to spurn you, Mike, but I really wanted to so bad.
That's got to be Metaphor, though. I mean, now that you brought it up, we got to break the seal. So we got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor ReFantasio, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2 in Best Narrative. That's probably Metaphors to win, right? I don't know.
That's a tough one, just because Silent Hill and Senua's in there. And both of those got just rabid fan bases about the narratives of those games. So
Silent Hill's just like a remake, it's the same story as the existing property, which I love. Like Silent Hill 2 is a great game, and it's one of the best remakes of all time. But it's the same narrative though. It's not a different. It's not a new one. It's the one that came out in 2001.
I know, but it's new for all the 20-somethings.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't have a problem with Erdtree being nominated as a DLC or whatever, but I kind of do have a problem with Silent Hill 2 getting this. Like, that's like Rolling Stone putting like greatest hits albums on their best albums of all time. That's just kind of stupid. I don't think that should be on. If you vote for Silent Hill 2 for this category, you should have your vote revoked. I said it here.
Good stuff.
So it has been spoken.
All right. Any last minute thoughts on the Game Awards? What are we most excited to see? Anything? Do we think we'll be surprised? Do we think we'll be satisfied when we watch these Game Awards?
No. No one else.
I will watch it, and I'll keep my expectations so very, very low. I'm hoping that we get some Delta news, some Metal Gear 3 Delta. That'd be good.
Here's hoping. Finally get a date on that. I would hope.
That's if I had to expect anything, I'm hoping at least that. Because everything else just seems like a pipe dream. Any information on stuff and things, so
probably a Death Stranding date.
No, yeah.
I don't think that has a date yet.
Kojima's gonna be there. Come on,
man.
I think so.
It'd be tough though to if Kojima's there and we get a Death Stranding date, doing a Delta date. Metal Gear might be opposing parties there, you know. Like, might not want to do that.
I've heard some stuff that he's actually been contacted about the game. So,
hope. Yeah,
it'd be one of the best stories in gaming if Kojima and Konami just made good. Just like I'm not saying he's coming back or anything, but just like, yeah, we're good. We're whatever. Use my stuff, license it out. Let's make some more Metal Gears. I'll consult on it. Whatever, you know. Yeah. Like it'd be the best.
He tweets a lot. Like he tweets constantly.
Yes, he does.
And he's always tweeting Metal Gear stuff. When Sony had that like 30-year anniversary trailer, and he was retweeting there's two big Metal Gear moments in that trailer, and he retweeted both of those. And I think that's good there. He's kind of they've kind of probably had to crawl back to him, which is how he would want it.
I'd say so. Yeah, I mean, Death Stranding's successful. Like,
yeah, he's fine. Getting a date for both of those would be cool. I really want the UFO 50 on Switch announcement to be there. Haven't heard about Resident Evil in a while. I don't know if Capcom is wanting Monster Hunter to have its moment first.
Probably that.
Yeah, Monster Hunter at the beginning of the year, and then we'll get Resident Evil 9 at this point.
Well, they normally like to do Resi early.
They do, yeah.
They love that March, February time dates.
But it should come
which
out
Monster
on
Hunter has
Halloween,
that? So Halloween. They're gonna let Konami have that now. You know,
so silly. Joseph Ferris is going to be there. We know that. That was leaked. He's got a new game, so I'm excited.
Oh, that'll be there for sure.
Yeah. I'm excited to see whatever the hell our boy from It Takes Two is up to.
Did Keeley get a GTA 6 trailer?
Ooh, good.
Yeah, true.
Good call. Yes, but it's the exact one we've already seen. He's just gonna play that one again. They have definitely done some bullshit like that before, and I wouldn't be surprised, you know, like
maybe he's gonna rise above this time. Yeah. Maybe he's gonna rise above.
It's the 10th. It is the 10th anniversary, so I'm really hoping whatever strings he can pull. I think he wants this one to be a big one. You know, every year he wants it to be big, and you know, he's a showman. Maybe not the greatest showman.
No,
he's the showman.
Don't do it. No
Nintendo news. I don't think.
Not a lot of Nintendo representation. No.
No.
And Switch will be on like a random Tuesday at 8 a.m. They're gonna say, yeah, Switch 2's out a week from today.
Yeah,
or not.
So, yeah.
I think there will be a lot of. I think like Among Us and Fall Guys is less popular now, so I'm trying to think of the games that will take that slot, like the Infinity Nickies and the Zenlesses and stuff like that. Because he loves that to have like the new map coming to.
Right.
He's such a chucklehead.
I wonder is there any chance that Helldivers fills that slot, like a DLC or something for Helldivers? I could. Yeah, interesting.
For sure. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I think that's everything about the Game Awards 2024, right? I think we did a bang-up job there. I'm excited. I think we might... Ryan really wants to watch it live and maybe even do some kind of reaction stream or something. So we'll see. If he does, he's running the tech on that. It may post to the Machine of Nonsense feed, but I'm gonna have Ryan do the tech part. I know he's got Streamlabs or something like that he likes using. But anyway, that's some inside baseball stuff. That was December. That was the Game Awards 2024 and everything we've been up to over the last month. One big thing that we wrapped up this month was the Disc Dive, Part 3 of Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. So all 3 parts are now available on YouTube. Part 3 will be on your podcast apps, the audio version, shortly. It's only on YouTube at this point. But you want to see that one anyway. You get to see our smiling faces. So
it was a bumpy journey, but we did it for you guys.
We made it.
They tried to silence us.
All right. Catch us on social media at The Machine of Nonsense. And if you want to drop us a line, it's machineofnonsense@gmail.com. That was episode 182 of The Machine of Nonsense. Thanks for checking it out. For Kayla, for Mike, for D, I was your host, Eric. We're getting out here and we're saying goodbye.
Bye.
Up next, a new map for The Machine of Nonsense.
Wasn't that great?